episode of the Author Collaborative. As always, I'll be talking to an author whose book I have recently read and enjoyed. And my guest for this week is somebody whose book we discussed in the previous episode of Fabulous 4. Hi, Devansh. Thank you for joining. So, yes, me and three of my Bookstagram friends, we discussed this title in the previous episode of Fabulous 4, and the author is joining me today. We are going to ask the questions that we discussed in that particular episode to the author directly, and a lot more interesting questions will be coming up, so do stay connected. I am very excited to talk to her and get the answer straight from the horse's mouth, as they say. And she's already here. Jemimah is here. Let me just invite her and start. Okay, I think there are some network issues here. I've tried to resolve them, but there's still if you can let me know in the comments, whoever is watching, if there is any lag, because I am not able to invite Jemimah. There's still some issues. Yes, it says you are unable to join. That's an Instagram glitch. I'm going to try again. I've sent you a fresh invitation. Yes, the author is here. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Jemimah. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the Collaborative. Very excited to talk to you.
Very excited to talk to you.
Firstly, I am sorry for disturbing your Sunday, but I had my actual first ever offline book launch this week, so I was a little tied
Oh my
up.
God.
Yeah. So
Congratulations on that.
thank you so much. So I was a little tied up. We couldn't do it on Friday, and we are doing it on Sunday. So sorry for that. But also very excited because we are both very relaxed. It's a Sunday, so that's also a boon.
Yes, I usually just, reserve my Sunday for bookish things, so this is perfect. Other
Yes.
than the fact that I had to go to church, but yeah.
Yes, we are going to talk about that while we discuss the book, because there's a church scene that we discussed a lot.
Oh my God. Yes.
We
Yeah.
dissected it a lot during the episode of the Fabulous Four. So we are going to talk
hmm
about that also, but later on. Firstly, please introduce yourself to the audience briefly.
All right. So, hi guys. If you didn't already, my name is Jemimah and I work as a business analyst during my daytime. But my main passion and hobby is to write books. I have written two books in total, if you count the ones that are published. So the first one is Dark Retributions. It was an Amazon bestseller. It was also a paranormal thriller, supernatural, you can call it. The inspiration was mainly based on supernatural. The second book, Behind Closed Doors, draws its inspiration from, realistic crime scenes that I've seen, criminal cases, and of course influenced by certain people in my life, I would say. So yes, that is an investigative thriller, and I have two books published so far.
I am just going to show everyone the book cover on that note. And before I do that, I just want to say that you mentioned your first book, and that was also a point of discussion during the Fabulous Four, because
Yes.
you already mentioned that it has a paranormal element in it, and some of us had read the first book and we were expecting that element to show up here also, but there's no supernatural element here.
Okay.
So that, yeah. We are going to discuss that also. Just give me a second. I am pulling up your book from my Kindle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Give me a few seconds, because it's been a while since I opened it, and there's some
No
network issue
worries.
here.
Please do take your time.
And we are also going to read out from the book, because why not? We are promoting each other's books, though.
Exactly. What's stopping us?
Yes. So this is the book cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's already done, and I love how you have depicted the protagonist here, because
Thank you.
it gives you an idea of what she looks like, and very well done, I must say, the cover. And on that note, I'm going to read out a few passages, not chapters, sorry. Excuse me.
Thank you.
And I'm going to read out from the prologue itself, because we
Okay.
don't want to put any spoilers.
Yep. Yep.
So this is how the prologue starts. I really cannot blame you for trusting me. It's in your blood, the foolishness. To think you can go around sinning and escape my clutches like nothing had happened. Your eyes that were once filled with nothing but love, or should I say lust, are now filled with fear. Why is that? Do you really think I am in the wrong here when in reality you are sin in disguise? You thought you knew me, thought I was safe. Well, honey, you could not have been more wrong. I love what you have going on here. Wooden floors, magenta walls, loud music, neatly organized bed with tons of pillows and books. More specifically, I love the flowers. I love that they add an identity to your room and thus make it all, what's the word? New. And that simply adds to my thrill. Everything about you feeds the voice in my head. The way you tuck your hair behind your ears when you are laughing, and most importantly, the way you show off that beautifully curved body of yours, almost like you wanted my attention. You did it, baby. I'm all yours. You now have my undying attention. I had planned a lot for us, really, but it looks like you think too highly of yourself. Don't you remember how you ignored me, asking your name the other day, even though I already knew it? Or remember when you closed your bloody curtains on my fucking face? What is it? Oh, hold on. Let me remove the cloth over your lips. Just don't scream, okay? Or I'll feel compelled. And we wouldn't want any harm to the baby, would we? Understood? Good. And I'm going to stop on that note because all the important aspects of the scene have been already revealed, and now you have to go check out the book to see what happens
Yes,
next.
yes. Any further, and I think I'm afraid the whole plot will be uncovered.
Yes, and we already know that there is a woman in captive, and we are looking directly, reading the first person perspective of the captor, and that's something really refreshing, I must say, because I
Uh,
haven't read first person perspectives much from the prospect of the culprit. Should I say? I don't know the correct word. Yes, yes, the
the
perpetrator. Better.
psychological freak,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
psychological freak.
Yes. And I'm without any further spoilers, or I should say, without giving away too much. I want to say that
Hmm.
you connect this prologue in a much later part of the book, and it
Yeah.
makes sense that we are not right into it. We are not told what happens in the prologue right in the first chapter, which follows, which is what I
Yes.
really liked.
The reason why that happened though was because this whole thing began as an exercise. Okay, I did not mean to write behind closed doors. So I have a friend called Ramya. I think Devansh probably knows her because he's seen all her comments on my draft. And we talk about true crime a lot more than we should. All
Okay.
right. So she just wanted, because she kind of likes my writing, she wanted me to write a chapter or something on what the perpetrator would think, and from his perspective. So when I
Okay.
started writing this and she liked the idea, it just went, into something and then the book was born. But she did say that it was very creepy of me to write it from his point of view, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, and Sid is also here. He is also part of the panel for the Fabulous Four, where we discussed your
Yes.
book in the last episode. So very excited. I'm sure he also has a lot of questions of his own. But since this is my show, I am going to ask the questions first.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So I'm just pulling up the question here, and until that time, maybe you can read out from the book further, from the chapter that you feel does not give away any spoilers.
From my book.
Yes, your book.
Yeah. No pressure here at all. Of course, I have the book here because I am the author, just showing you
Yeah.
guys. I think I will go back into, I think you're going to know this. It's a chapter called Yellow Pages. It's from one of the most important parts of the book. Since people already know, there's a crime going on, I don't think there's any harm in reading from this. So, 20th June, Jyoti Patnavar. For Kaigai Patnavar, it was an unforgettable day. Working as a tailor for many of the houses in the street, she barely made enough to keep up the family as a single mother. But what she lacked in money, she gained in relationships. The family, consisting of the mother, Kaigai, and her two children, was happy and bustling according to the neighborhood. 9 a.m., Kaigai sent her daughter Jyoti to a customer to deliver a sari. Name of the customer, sorry, Hepzibah Tangadurai. Customer's address, C10 Golden Gates, Sector 21D, Kalang. The customer's house was located in a newly developed posh community that was mesmerizing to anyone in all its glitz and glamour. The skated community titled Golden Gates was a different world altogether in comparison to the streets Kaigai was used to. On her way into the Golden Gates, Bharati, who was Jyoti's elder sister, claims that the little one spotted a 50 rupee note lying on the ground, and given their family's financial situation, this seemed to be a godsend to Jyoti, who immediately ran back home to give her elder sister Bharati the money. The last time Bharati saw her younger sister was when Jyoti had left for Golden Gates to finish the sari delivery. It was a few hours before Kaiga and Bharati started to get nervous about Jyoti's non-arrival. It seemed usual for her to take such a long time, given the fact that Jyoti knew her surroundings well and would never get lost in the streets. I'm just going to stop there.
Yes. And thank you for reading out that part. Uh, Before I ask my question, Sid has already asked his first question. So
Okay.
let's take that up. Since Manali loves the hashtags for her posts, what would be the hashtag you pick for your book? And he has asked you to pick one for my book as well. So,
Well, I think for her, it's easy because I'm just going to say Fitmels because she's been saying it a lot that it's just stuck to my head now. I cannot think of anything else other than Fitmels. And for me, I don't know, BCD because that's what I've been calling the book for the longest time.
yeah,
BCD, it's not even behind closed doors for me. It's just BCD. You know it's it. So
yes. Okay. Now coming to my questions. My first question to you is, with a background in business analysis and genetic engineering, and having worked across genres from paranormal thrillers and to crime fiction for this book, did your professional or academic experiences influence how you approach the plotting, analytical pacing, or character logic in BCD?
yes and no. That's a tricky question. So we're gonna go back to when I did my genetic engineering. Okay. I hated it. I hated every bit of genetic engineering there was. But I was introduced to a book called Forensic Genetics,
Okay.
right? So I already knew I liked crime, but forensics was something I really, really wanted to get into. And I started reading more about it. And I think what I learned back then kind of helped me shape the, foundation for this book in terms of medical reports
Hmm.
and, whatever comes after for the research. As for business analysis, it's made me a good, or rather an efficient analysis of people, analytics person of people. So when someone comes through my way, I immediately know if they're an asshole. And if people are nice to me, I give them book dedications. But
Hmm.
if they are not, I tend to include them in my book and then make them assholes in my book. You already know about it because you've read the book. I'm not leaving anything for the imagination. But yes, that's how I work. So did business analysis help me in writing books? Yes, it helped me understand people better, craft the plot accordingly. As for genetic engineering, it did get me into forensic sciences. So yes.
Okay. And again, I want to come back to an add-on question from your answer itself. There's a lot of forensics involved in both the cases that we look into in this book because
Yeah,
let's talk about DNA matches and surprising factors and reveals
right.
happen all throughout the book.
Yeah.
So for this particular book, did you reach out to someone working in that department, or did your own experience from the your past experience, did that work out itself?
So for me, I think a bit of both. I spoke to some colleagues who are working in the forensic department, and I was lucky enough to, sit through a postmortem for a hit and run case. This was not even when I was doing my genetic engineering. That's the fun part. This was when I was doing my master's in business analytics. and I happened to study in a medical college. So I requested my professor if I could sit through a postmortem, and she absolutely found it weird. I had to explain it. It was for my book. I had to sit through that. And I managed to sit through it. I did not get sick. It was pretty intense. But I think also I had already started writing VCD then. This was like way back, I'd say 2017. So those lay a solid foundation for the postmortem reports and the forensic stuff that comes in because conversations, real life experiences, what I've learned in books, and also lots and lots of CSI.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you are yourself a crime thriller buff. So that also helps to add plot lines. I see you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. Devansh, the editor of the book, has a quick side comment. He's saying, incidentally, my current read covers genetic engineering in a way. He's reading I Hear You by Nidhi Upadhyay.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't read that book yet, but I should probably add it to my stuff. Also, I should say Devansh actually had a lot of saving to do with my book because when I gave it to him, it was a draft of a crime scene fan fiction,
Okay.
and it was pretty chaotic for him to put together, but we did it at the end. So yeah,
Yes. And it shows it's a collaborative project, and it clearly shows that,
yeah,
it's not possible, possibly a work of one person. It
yeah,
shows.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that brings me to my second question. And so what particularly struck me was I have seen or read very few crime thrillers where children are such a huge part of the crime that has happened, but the way you have portrayed them, the children of the murdered family, are handled with so much care. Can you share how you approach writing such young characters who are dealing with trauma, and what research or insights inform their portrayal?
Okay, so the actual answer for that is I don't know. First. For the interview's purpose, I'll elaborate. Um, so the thing is, I am very empathetic. Okay,
Hmm.
so when it comes to children or animals, I am very, very, very empathetic. So when I was writing this book, I think I was listening to a crime podcast about, I think it happened in North India, two women killing some 100 babies or something for theft. I'm not sure what it was. It really drove a bullet in my, heart. So I
Hmm.
kind of tried to put myself in that situation, see what it was to be the victims, like what would it be to lose someone you really care about, like their
Hmm.
mothers,
Hmm.
siblings. And initially, when I started writing, all three of these characters were based on people that I could relate to in my life who had lost someone. It was not
Oh.
necessarily their parents. It was
Hmm.
someone that I could easily write about, like someone you knew like the back of your hand.
Hmm.
And later, again, because I wanted to turn this into an Indian crime fiction,
Hmm.
I completely changed the names, changed certain things about it that would not be easy to link them back to the original source because people who know me can easily identify who these characters are.
Okay.
So I think writing about, or rather thinking about people I know and love going through something really hard at that point, wondering how they would like to be treated, kind
Hmm.
of helped me write with the, empathy that I did. And of course, it also had to do with how I wished people treated me when, for example,
Hmm.
say I lost a pet or that's still one of your favorite people in the family.
Hmm.
And instead of saying just brush it down the carpet or
Hmm.
victim blaming, I would rather say treat people with kindness at all times. I think that comes in the very end, but you always have to treat people with kindness.
Yes. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because I understand what you are saying when you say you are an empathetic person. That's why the writing has been easy for you because I'm also somebody who focuses a lot on my feelings, and it shows in my
Yeah,
writing as well. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and I know what you say. In the beginning, you said I don't
epic.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
On a different note, though, when you were answering, I was also thinking about the two lead protagonists, the two lead
hmm,
investigators in
yeah,
the case. What was another thing that struck me while reading was how opposite they are, because Maya is somebody who likes to be in control, and Alan is somebody who doesn't mind taking the back seat and letting somebody else take the charge. So
yeah.
was that an intentional, a polar opposites? You wanted to show them as balancing it out, and how did that come about?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I've already told you when you guys were discussing the whole thing, Maya was kind of based on me. And I am a control freak, right? If you're going out, I am the one who always panics. Do we have this? Do we have that? Are you sure we have the ticket list? This is the time. I usually do that. Alan, uh, again, based off my husband, who's also called Alan, was
Okay.
typically based on him. So we are polar opposites. We had an arranged marriage. Like I spoke to him for 2.5 months roughly before getting married to him. So
Yeah.
that's the bandwidth I got. Yeah. And initially people think, I think there's also a statement in the quote that you said, you have to have partners with different interests than you to make the marriage interesting.
Yes.
That was something I learned from my own marriage because both of us, for example, I am a big fan of Taylor Swift. He hates Taylor Swift. I read books. He hates reading books. But the best part is he will read my book. He'll sit late at night. He will read my first drafts. He will give me comments on it. And he helped me close up most of the loop in behind closed doors before I even
Oh,
gave it to the editor.
interesting. Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that answers your question. It's just based on both of us. And I didn't want it to be that way. I think it just happened to be that way because I was getting married. I had a MNC to write about and I based it on one of the guys who just made an impression on me like no other guy did. So yeah.
Yeah, and on that note, we are going to give out another spoiler, which is a very minor spoiler, that you have also based another character who is not very likable,
Yes.
whom we had a lot of fun dissecting and disliking during the Fabulous Four episode also. And you mentioned that he was also based on one of the people you met when you were meeting people for matrimony.
Yes. So this guy, obviously you can say he got on my nerves for obvious very reasons because what you read in the book is exactly what happened, right? I mean, not in terms of meeting and going places. It's more, we never met. Actually, it was more of a virtual connect, you could say. And this was like very early on. And the impression that the guy made was clearly, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just based on an asshole, dude. We can just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just going to
But
read out a few. No.
I can tell you that this character is coming through to all four books of the Maya Alexander series.
Oh my God, he's not going away. Huh.
You, he has an important role. You will see at the end. There is a
I
reason why I've kept him there. It's not a emotional banter, rather a very calculated move. You will see it eventually. I've left tons of clues in the first book, but I don't think I think Sid caught one, but other than that, I don't think you guys have noticed anything yet. So let's see.
Interesting. I did get a feeling that we are not done with it, but you confirmed it during our episode also, and now you have
Yes.
confirmed it again because there were Easter eggs here and there. I also noticed them, but I wasn't sure because I am an overthinking reader also. I see
Yeah.
clues where
Yeah.
there are none.
Oh man.
Okay. So
hmm
I am just going to read out a few comments that we have missed. So
hmm
are you saying that a genetic engineer can commit a perfect crime? Sid is asking.
In theory, yes, because they have access to DNA samples.
Hmm.
They do know how to erase any trace of biological fluids or samples from themselves. So if you're smart enough, they kind of know where to plant things.
Hmm. Interesting.
And if you know a little bit of biology, you're always lethal.
Okay. That's not scary at all. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay, and Devansh is saying not how I would have described the manuscript, but okay, I think you called it a crime fiction
Yeah,
chapter.
no, Devans always has this, a mouthful of words to describe my manuscript. I'm not going to go into all of that.
And Sid is also saying very Eminem case. Yes, so husband and I, we call ourselves M&M because both of us are, our names start from M. So he's
Okay.
comparing your relationship with your husband and my relationship with my husband. It's the
Okay.
same. We also had an arranged marriage, and but a longer courtship period than you. We had 7 months between our
Oh, okay.
first meeting and the time we got married, 8 to 9 months. And he also is the complete polar opposite of me. The only things where we match are, I think cricket is the only thing that's common between us. And he also doesn't read. But the only difference is he doesn't read my books either. I think you
Okay.
caught on that from the dedication in Fitmelt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only difference, and I think that difference I'm going to grill into him. Whenever I talk about today's episode, I'm going to say, "See,
Yes.
they are also like me, but at least that husband reads her books."
Yes. Make him read your book. Force him.
Okay. Okay. Devansh is saying, I mean, I knew he may return in some capacity, but this info bomb, Sid is calling him the Thanos of Maya Alexander universe.
Well, you may be right, Sid. You may be just right.
And Devansh is adding on to that and saying more like a hateable version of Nick Fury. Actually, calling him Thanos at least at this point would be overemphasizing his importance.
Oh, well, I'll add to that. See, Devansh knew what I thought I wanted from the book.
Hmm.
Okay. But again, when talking, I think I'll elaborate more when talking about writing in general. But ever since I've come back into the writing space, I have started writing the sequel for BCD. And I definitely don't think it's the direction that Devansh and I spoke about. He's going to be so mad at me at the end of this life, but it is the way the characters want it to go. I don't control the book. The characters do at this point. So,
Yeah, he's going to be mad that we are giving away too much information. This is TMI.
no, I just said, he's just going to be mad that it's not going in the direction that we initially spoke about because it's going to all be a big shock to him at this point.
So he's also going to read it for the first time soon, I feel.
He is going to see a lot of things for the first time in this life, so he better be prepared for himself.
I like this. Now we are all excited about the second book, and of course, all the following books. All I'd like is a heads up and a proper convo. So that's what he's saying. Okay, end of discussion. Now, yes, okay. So I think that brings me to the end of the questions I prepared and some that came up during the live itself. So yes,
Yes.
now
So,
I leave the floor open to you. We will talk about my book, Fitmelt.
yes, fitment.
I'm
What
just
made you call the book? What
everyone.
made you call? I'm just getting the cover from my Kindle though. What made you call the book Fitmelt when you have such a nice name? It's my first question to you.
So yeah, the entire title of the book I'm just going to read out. My jeans fit well and the ice cream didn't melt. And that's quite wordy for me. Sid knows my habit of coming up with acronyms for my or relevant hashtags that can, be used for most promotional posts on socials. And, my jeans fit well just wasn't short enough for my liking.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it becomes easy for me to keep referring to it on my social media because I also do this author collaborative every Friday, every week. So
Okay. Uh-huh.
I have to keep mentioning the book title again and again, and I just don't like using so many words to describe my book.
Makes sense. You know, my favorite one was titled An Unexpected Apology. In my Kindle, it's page 12. I'm not sure what that is in your paperback.
Yes, I found.
And yeah, so it says, they said I would never find a good life partner with my attitude. It seems they saw my marital bliss posts. I live for this. I live for this. I will tell you why. I will tell you why. I absolutely, okay, starting, I love the disclaimer that you put in that the illustrations were generated using Gemini and everything. And I also love the edits that you've put into the amount of hard work and everything that you've put into making this book your own. Having said that, I'm going to go back to the point that I was living for. Okay. If you see behind me, I have a collection of books. And before, this is after I got married. Before I got married, I had a wall to wall of books in my bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. And these books ranged from crime thrillers to Shakespeare to, I don't know, what is it called? Troy, the Iliad and Odyssey. Yes. So all of that was there. And my that side of the family would often come to visit. And they would look at the books, not in appreciation though. They would immediately go, "You are wasting your money. You have to learn to prepare food for your husband, or you're never going to find someone like that." And they were, for some reason, they were just never, proud of what I was doing except when it benefited them at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I got married, I actually remember my brother got married a little bit before me, and we had conversations of what if he doesn't allow you to write books? What if he doesn't do that? And when I met my now husband for the first time, he just told me one thing: write whatever you can, just let me retire early so I can live in peace.
Oh my God. Yeah, my husband and your husband are made from the same mold. I think everything because
So
yeah.
yeah, at this point, I just post about it. I just post about him letting me do whatever I want, be it, promoting my books, writing my books, or anything of that sort. And now that they've seen it, they just really don't want to acknowledge it, at some
Mhm.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is literally the best thing that I've read in your book that absolutely got me. Having said this, what sparked the idea for writing a book like this?
I so I am going to start from the conception of the idea, which came to me sometime in 2020 and 21. During those years, I was thinking along the lines of converting, putting out a book along these lines. So why it took 5 years is another story, actually. But I will tell you that I was putting out a hashtag post related thing on my socials every week, or at least two posts, or one or two posts every week, where the hashtag was silly things that make me happy. And I was using some of the pointers that I have mentioned in the book, like good
Mm-hmm.
hair day, or somebody giving you an unexpected compliment, or as you were reading out an
Yeah,
unexpected apology. And
yeah,
these
yeah,
posts became very popular. I was just sharing what I felt. I never realized that other people might also be relating to it. I
yeah.
just needed a space to vent out.
Oh,
Turns out,
we relate to it a lot more than you think.
yeah, exactly. So you can only imagine my surprise when I realized that people were loving those posts and sharing it around, and commenting so many things like this is just me. I relate to it so hard, and that was the idea that sparked in my head when I thought,
Mm,
this can be turned into a book. Why not list out more
yeah,
than one or two pointers every week? Why not
yeah.
convert it into a book?
Book, yeah,
And
makes
so that
sense.
that was the starting point of the book. And social media, I think, has been one of the biggest sparks for almost all my content creation.
Mm. How did you come up with such a quirky name for it? Just how?
So actually, to be honest, the title was something that I uh, came up with at the very end. I put the content together first because I had a timeline in my head that I wanted to put it out at the end of July or beginning of August. So I was focusing on finishing the content first properly, and then I wanted to focus on the book cover. And this was a blog series for on that I put up on my blog, and that blog series was titled "Quirks and Smirks with M." I call myself M, so
Okay.
that's how the blog series was started on my blog. I was under the impression that I can use the same thing for my book, but then I later realized it would become very specific,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not as catchy as I was thinking in my head. Quirks and Smokes with
Yeah,
M.
yeah,
So it's a rhyming, it's a little wordplay, but it's not coming out as well. And
yeah,
that's when
yeah.
I started thinking of alternate titles. And before the title, I thought let's put out the blurb. Let's finalize the blurb of the book.
Mm.
And the very first line in the blurb says, "Does popping bubble wrap satisfy you?" So
Okay.
for the blurb also I picked out pointers from the book itself, and I converted them into questions. And I was thinking maybe the title should also have something related to bubble wraps. When I put out that line to popping bubble wraps, and I wanted the next line for the title, but something or the other, wasn't rhyming as well as I wanted it in my head. It wasn't, matching with the first line
Yeah,
that he was coming up with.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, one of the pointers, and the one that people related to a lot when I put out in the blog series was about the jeans fitting well. I was like, maybe because I have been different sizes at different stages of my life.
Points in our life. Yeah,
So I have moved from small to XS to L to XL, different sizes, and
yeah.
the jeans fitting well is a thing that I have struggled with for my entire life. And that one pair of jeans that fits well, it's very precious
Mm-hmm.
to me. So, and when I put it out on the blog series, people related to it so hard, and most of them were women. I was like, this is not
Mm-hmm.
just my problem, this is the global
Right.
problem of jeans. So I used
Yeah.
that one particular one. I just wrote in my drafts, "My jeans fit well." And then I was thinking, what could be the second line that I can use from one of the pointers in the book? And I
Mm.
realized, ice cream and desserts or any sweet dish was a recurring point in most of the
Point. Yeah.
pointers. Yes. I have talked about ice creams and chocolates a lot through the entirety of the book. So I was like, I have to use ice cream because, it's like one of the supporting characters in the book.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Wow.
immediately my head went to uh, fit well. What will rhyme with well? So I was like, well, melt, didn't melt. Ice cream would be nice. And then I wrote it down. My jeans fit well, and the ice cream didn't melt. And I was like, wow, this is the inspiration I was waiting for.
Sid is asking me one thing you feel could have been a part of Manali's book. Can be a feeling, can be a book element.
Hmm.
Mm, I I don't think there's necessarily a missed, but if the chapters were maybe a little bit longer, I could have enjoyed them even more, I
Hmm.
would say. Sort
Yep.
of like, your own experiences in terms of this poetry book, but this was, again, a very excellent read. Speaking of one, the immediate chapter after the one that I told you, I think page 12,
Hmm.
it says, bugging a loved one, especially the husband, and them indulging me without getting annoyed. Oh my God, this is everything because I think very few of us get to experience that.
Yes.
Especially very few of us in an arranged marriage. Love marriage, I don't know. I don't care. Arranged marriage, mein, it's very difficult to
Yep.
find someone who won't snap at you just to indulge in something. It can be, for me, it's very silly. I'm basically very childish. And it can be as silly as when you go out the door, I need to get a freaking jam bun. I don't care where you get it from. When you come back, you need to come to the house with a jam bun. And usually, when you keep asking people that, when you keep nagging them about it, people get annoyed. But he doesn't. He just gets me a jam bun no matter from where he goes or comes back, even if it's from work.
Good as
So,
that. Yeah.
yeah, 3 years and it's still going strong thanks to that. And yeah, that made me, realize the impact of your poem, or rather the passage in that state. But yeah, it's good.
I,
So,
yeah.
wait, did you always want to make this an illustrated book, or was that something else?
No, no. The idea of an illustrated book for was very clear in my head right from the conception of the idea. Even when I was putting out the hashtag silly things make me happy posts on my socials, I
Mm-hmm.
realized that, the pointers that I'm putting out wouldn't work without the explanation of an illustration, because
Yeah,
people need to understand what that silly thing is and why it came about in my head. So yeah, the illustrations part was always
in
there.
your head.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is good. That's very interesting because for me, I think it's something like that as well with the writing process, like you want to write about something
Hmm.
and no one else's idea changes it. Like they may be an expert at it, but you know what you want right from the get-go and you get that done.
Yes.
So, okay, this one as well. Which page is this? I'm sorry, I don't know the page though. How I don't know how to. Oh yeah, page 15. I'm an expert in Kindle. Awesome. It is booking an online ticket or making an online payment reservation without session timeout tab showing up. Oh my God, I am completely scared of making payments online because of the sheer anxiety it gives me. It's not just payments, even the money transfers that I do gives me PTSD. Because once I transfer the amount, I need to go check, is this the right account number? Have I sent it to my husband? Have I sent it to someone else named Alan? Although I don't have anyone else named Alan, but still, I just need to go check, like the paranoia is real. And it just felt really good that you were also in that package. It felt good that I wasn't alone, in that
Yeah.
moment. That was really good. So, all these chapters, were they actually based on your real life? Were they inspired by your real life experience, or was it, something you heard from someone? Was that included in this as well?
No, no. I think, yeah, almost 100% of them are instances from my life, because I am essentially the main character in all the illustrations. So yeah, they are definitely. And this is the first time that I have put myself out there and am claiming that, I'm the main character, because
Yeah.
in my other novels, people do feel that, they see elements of me in the characters, but they aren't me. But this is definitely me. Okay. Oh,
No.
yeah. I'm an expert at Kindle, Miss Jo. Your coat has gone out.
In your face! In your face! I'm an expert in Kindle now.
Okay, yeah. So Sid is saying big purchases should be on big screen, small purchases on small screen. So real, yes. I cannot do small
For
transactions on.
me, even small transactions should be on big screen. Because I'm like shit scared. I either do cash on delivery or if I'm transferring money, I do it on the big screen. I am not that responsible.
Okay, I'm just going to scroll up a bit because we have missed a few comments from Sid and Devansh earlier when we were talking about the sequels of your
Right.
book. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Sid was saying, are we calling the sequel EFG?
Sid, I had the name and I was actually trying to tell you. I mean, I was planning on telling you that, but no, you're banned. You're getting to know it only after Devansh finishes editing, and that is God knows when.
And they were on that note, Devansh has revealed something. Funnily enough, back when ma'am was spitballing ideas for the book too, the acronym was BTS.
It was. It still is. It still is.
And Devansh is adding further. Now, of course, I have no goddamn clue what I may be in for. All the best to myself.
Oh man, he signed up for this. He signed
Yeah.
up for this.
Devansh is saying props and flowers to the mister because he gets you the jamban every time he comes home.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And we also have married couple goals from him for you. Yes. Okay. Yes. Sid is adding to that. That Manali's life has a lot of funny moments. It does. Yes. My life is a sitcom. I always say it should be turned into a sitcom.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's come back to this and the questions you had for me.
Yes. So one last question that I have for you is, what is your favorite part of the book, and can you read that out for us?
Ah, yes, I can. There's a tie, but I am going to stick to this one because who doesn't like, somebody validating your physical beauty? This one is one of
True.
my favorites. Being called being called Didi or elder sister instead of auntie by someone who is significantly younger than me. I think that's a moment that I can never never let go of.
Yeah.
Thank
Yep.
you for
True.
validating that I still look young. So everyone out there. And
Yeah.
and the illustration here, I just want to read it out because I have shown two characters. The girl is of course me, the woman here is me, but
Yep.
there is a
Hmm.
young boy here she's talking to. And the woman is thinking in her head, I want to say bless you, dear, but I guess that will put me from the Didi into the sari clad misogynistic auntie bracket. The boy has just asked her, Didi, can I
For
get
the
your maid
maid's
number?
number.
I'm looking for housewell. So the woman is thinking, thank you.
Oh man.
And the
Oh,
caption here
this
says
is
they really should come up with a law about referring only those who are older than you by 18 years or above as auntie or uncle.
oh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of
Hmm.
my favorites. And there's
That's
another one, but yeah, not too much. We don't want to give away too much. Go check out the book.
Yeah, exactly. Go check out the book. It is light, it's uplifting, it's refreshing, it is bite-sized, and it's super fun to read. So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about your book as
Okay, I
well
am not
in
going to
this
take
live.
the remark by Siddhant very personally because he's saying the woman looks younger, to be honest, in the illustration. I am not going to address that. But you have to clarify those, Sid. Younger than me or younger than the boy in the illustration?
Yeah, that you'll have to clarify, Sid. You're in the crosshairs now.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something. Sorry.
No, no, that's all, that's all. Do you have any other questions for me? Or are we getting into the fun bit?
Yes, yes, we are getting into the fun bit with the rapid fire round. How we'll do this is we'll do back and forth. One question I ask, one question you ask. Okay.
It says the boy.
The woman looks younger than the boy. Okay. That has also happened with me. So thank you. Okay. So my first question to
Mhm.
you in the rapid fire round is anything that surprised you in the reader feedback or perhaps the expectations that shifted your own view of the story?
I did not I did not expect people to like this book. It was my first crime thriller, and I had been very demotivated, post its publishing. I didn't think anybody would like it, but I was surprised to see that everybody who read it did like the book genuinely. They did like the slow build up and everything, so that definitely surprised me, in the good way, In the bad way, I did find, like I was talking to you earlier this morning, people were feeding my book to AI and just getting
Yeah.
AI reviews. So that kind of surprised me in the not so good way. But you cannot control what they do. You can just
Yeah.
control what you write. So that's it for me. My question for you would be, which section of the book was fun to create? Was it the illustration or was it the writing?
Oh, definitely the illustrations were much more fun. Though it was a very exhaustive process and I was frustrated most of the time because none of the illustrations that are a part of the book were a single go. Almost all of them have taken at least two attempts, and it does get frustrating when you are not getting the result that you have in your head because for all the illustrations I had a vision in mind that I want this kind of illustration,
Yeah,
and when the AI was not able to generate those, I was like, "Nahin, why am I doing this much hard work?" So yeah, but the
yeah,
illustrations were definitely fun when they came out so well. I was very satisfied.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. My next question to you is, if you had to hide a clue in your own house, where would you stash it and why?
When you say clue, do you mean evidence of something I've done wrong?
Yes.
Right there in the living room that everybody can see it.
In hiding in plain sight. I love it.
You got it.
Yes.
You
Okay.
know, you go through meticulous process to hide something. You're obviously going to make something, you're going to leave something behind. You leave it in plain sight, no one's going to bat an eyelash against it.
Yeah. True, true. Very true. And Sid is adding to the point that I made about AI. He's saying that bhi nahi sakte AI ko, which is true. You can't. How would you scold AI?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay. Your turn.
Um, if a reader has to take away one thing from your book, what would you want it to be?
So I'm going to give a little context to the answer that I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving right now. Just yesterday, I got a review on Amazon which said that the illustrations have are clearly AI generated and it takes away from the charm of the book. Though the review was completely misguiding because they were calling it a poetry book and this is not a poetry book. This is a non-fiction illustrated humor book. So the one takeaway I want the audience to have from the book is definitely that don't shrug away the book by saying that it's using AI or AI generated book because the content is not AI generated. The content is original. It is coming from my head. I have just used AI as a tool to bring out some the vision that I had in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
And we have Devansh here who has written a very long ass comment. I'm just going to read it out. I, I have had that thought for at least half the reviews of BCD AI shit. None of them mention anything more than Maya and the opening bits of the family. Spoiler free is one thing, this is just lazy. Yes,
Yeah, it
exactly.
is.
And the same thing happened with the person who has reviewed my book and given it a 2 star. I mean, I'm okay if you give it a critical rating after you have read the book, but this is clearly something somebody has written out of spite without reading the book because this is
Yep.
not a poetry book.
Yeah. That's what people get when they just feed the summary into ChatGPT and say, give me a rating and a summary so I can post a bloody review.
Yes.
And they charge freaking 2K to 3K each review. I'm like,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. I mean, what are you doing? इतना तो
I
उनको रॉयल्टी नहीं मिल रहा है जितना तुम चार्ज कर रहे हो।
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, sorry I'm moving around so much and my phone is just running out of charge, so I've just plugged it into a charger.
Okay, I completely understand technical faults. Always understand.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so my next question to you is, or is
Mm.
it your turn? I answered, right?
You answered, so my
Yeah.
turn.
Hi. Yes, your turn. Okay. Uh,
No, matlab to answer.
okay, sorry. Okay, my next question to you is, if you could cameo in the series, would you be a detective, a victim, or the suspicious neighbor? Justify your choice.
I would be a certain wife who disappears in the past. Justification, though, it's very simple. I could have prevented the entire thing happening. You know, I had the chance to do it. I didn't. It could have been just all prevented. All of it just prevented. I could have saved lives. So,
Okay, I have a lot of questions based on your answer now because I am. We also discussed some of the loose ends during the Fabulous Four episode, and your answer
yes.
has given me a clue to one of those loose ends. So we are going to discuss
Hmm.
later on DMs because we don't want to give
Yes.
spoilers now.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, people love this question. They want to say interesting questions, and I'm giving 10 marks question.
10 marks तो ऐसे हो गया. Genetic engineering at play there. Possibly.
Hmm. Yes. So that DNA match thing that's they mentioned in BCD was a very long discussion that we had during the Fabulous Four episode, and also on our WhatsApp group after reading the book. They're like, ये DNA कहाँ पे match हो रहा है and कैसे हो रहा है? But no spoilers here. Next question from you.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who wants to write a book? but they have small ideas and they think it's not enough.
Okay, so two things I always tell everyone who approaches me or asks me how to get into publishing, or they are also interested in putting a book out. One thing is that you have to be very clear about your purpose of putting out the book. Why are you putting out the book? Is it because you just want that tag of an author and self validation and ego thing that you want? Then you are not the right person to put the book out. You have to understand that it's not just about the tag of the author. You have to put out something that people are interested in reading, and you have to understand that it's going to be a very long
Hmm.
journey.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And the other thing about what kind of content you can put in a book, I think what has worked best with me is that I put the content ideas that I have in my mind on various social media platforms. I see the response to it, and then I decide whether or not it's good enough to be converted into a book. As I was mentioning
Mm.
earlier, the silly book that made me happy hashtag was working very well, and then I
Yeah.
also converted into a blog series before taking that plunge of putting it into a book together. So test your content out there. You can also do it in a closed circle without using social media. Have a few beta readers in your circle. You can ask them to read it and give you an honest feedback on whether it's good enough. So those are the two things I
Yeah.
think. Very
Okay.
important
Makes
things.
sense. Hmm.
Okay, my next question. If Maya Alexander, your lead detective, read Fit Melt, which page would make her smile the most?
The one that made me smile the most. The one about unexpected apologies because it fits perfectly with her
Oh
character
yeah,
arc.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to
Hmm.
read out Sid's comment. Manali works on the concept of stand-up comedy, proud work first and long-form content. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Okay. Uh, your turn.
Do you intend on making a sequel to this book?
Not right now because I am a person who tries out new kind of content with every book that I put out. So this is now a done and dusted concept for me. I don't want to repeat it. I was actually asked similar questions on my previous books also because I have used very unique concepts for most of my books. For instance, the book that I put out before this, Embraces in Ink, was a poetry book, but it was prose poetry, and I had written letters to different people and inanimate things that make my life easier. So
Right.
that was also a unique concept, and people asked me if I'm planning to convert it into a
Mm.
book where I have not addressed the people or things like that I missed out in. But I don't think I am. So for this also, I don't think I am.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, my last question. One pointer which is about a couple which you see happening between Maya and Ellen in the near future, and in what manner?
Probably. Okay, this is a difficult question. I would say Maya easing up on Alan and letting him take the lead
Hmm.
rather than, just leading, even though her hand is itching to take it from his hands and freaking lead the mission.
I think the illustration where the couple are on a holiday, I see that
Hmm.
one happening because that illustration shows that place was chosen by the husband or the
Right.
boyfriend. And yeah, what you are saying makes sense. That could be happening between Maya and Ellen in the near future. They might take a holiday together, and she's like, "Huh, I gave the reins to him, and he did it well."
Right.
Yeah.
If any of your characters were to meet my characters,
Hmm.
what do you think that conversation would be like?
That's very interesting. I think the illustration where the woman is talking about books and movie and show recommendations, that would
Mm.
be an interesting conversation that that character could have with Maya and Ellen, where they are discussing crime fiction books and crime fiction shows, or uh, true crime fiction, true crime stories. And
Yeah.
she could be like, I watched this, and Maya and Ellen would be like, no, it doesn't happen like that in real.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, Ramya's here. Hi, Ramya. You know the friend I told you, BCD, came
Oh, wow. Nice.
because
Hi,
of that.
hi, Ramya.
And she says, and then they find another case during their holiday.
You,
Maybe
yes.
they do, maybe they don't. You never know. Not even you. So we're just gonna hold that out. All
Yeah.
right, that was my last question for you. Well done on answering all of them.
Yes, and now the most fun part, and very, very related to this season of the Author Collaborative, because we are focusing on the little joys that life brings through my book Fit Melt. I have designed
Hmm.
a fun bingo. It's called the Fit Melt Bingo, and I'm going to ask you the questions that are here. You just have to
Okay.
answer in. The first one: witnessed a perfect sunset in the last 7 days.
Yes.
Awesome. Next one: jeans that fit just right.
No.
No?
Never. Never. Never.
Okay, just a few comments have come out. I'm going to read it. What's up,
I think they're
everyone?
just, yeah, I think they're just saying hi.
Sid is saying Manali's character would be looking for a place to eat and Maya honking the car horn to hurry up.
Yeah, possibly. That's highly
And
possible.
Sid is, you had asked me a question about putting out another book on this lines, and he's saying she only puts out sequels where she gets to eliminate characters. He's giving away spoilers related to the
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
book.
You
Okay.
have the genes that fit perfectly. I have genes that make you think that fit me perfectly, but they don't. Trust me, they don't. The amount of struggle I have to put in to just squeeze into those pairs are just,
Okay, next one. Ate ice cream before it melted.
it's been 3 years. No,
No, okay.
no.
Next one. Nailed a witty comeback at the right time.
Yes,
Awesome. Next one. Went on a peaceful walk alone.
yes,
Great. Next one. Got lost in a great book.
yes,
I am,
yes.
I'm inwardly hoping and praying that it was my book that you're referring to.
It could be, it could have been. I'm not telling you.
Next one. Took a shower without adjusting the knobs in the past week.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes,
nice.
yes, yes.
How lucky are you? Nice. Okay, next one. Took up a new hobby or did something creative.
Yes,
Awesome. Next one. Heard a song you forgot you loved.
yes.
Nice.
It,
Found an old note or photo.
no.
Okay, you were saying something about the song, I think.
Yes. So I used to listen to songs and music when I was writing. This was long back before my marriage.
Hmm.
And after that, it just turned to writing whenever I'm watching a movie or series with my husband. Because, that's how life is. You don't find that alone time again.
Yeah.
And after a baby, it's shit's completely flown out the window. One is screaming here, one is watching movie here, and you have to sit and write. So after that, after I think 1.8 years, I finally headed into office. I'm listening to music. I'm having some time to relax, and then suddenly Coldplay's Sky Full of Stars comes on, and I'm layered in goose flesh. It's
Oh,
like, a trip back to memory lane, and I'm tearing up, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like finding a part of yourself that you didn't even know was lost, and then you find it, and then now I'm obsessed to it. So at any chance I get, I just plug in my earphones, I just put my hand like this to pretend that I'm not listening to anything, and then I listen to songs.
nice. I'm just going to read out a comment from Devan. She's saying about Maya and Ellen's future. Here I am at the ready with a tub of popcorn to see a major conflict between them because what's a couple without any conflict? That's true.
True, very true, very true.
Yes. Coming back to the bingo. The next one here is
Yes.
spotted a rainbow in the past year.
No,
Hmm. I have given this, a timeline. एक साल में भी नहीं हुआ तो yeah.
I have a
Never
kid.
mind.
I wake in the afternoon. I sleep before night. So there's no way I'm freaking watching a rainbow.
Yeah, true. Okay, fair enough. Next one. Had a random idea that sparked joy.
Yes.
Lovely. Next one. Took yourself out on a day or day out.
In this year?
In the recent past.
Yes.
Lovely. Next one. Smelled something baking.
Yes.
Nice. Had a good hair day in the past 2 weeks.
Always.
Yeah, I see you don't have wavy hair like me, so yeah. Blessed with straight hair, always good hair days.
Just proud of my hair.
Nice. Okay, next one. Popped bubble wrap.
Yes.
Nice. Next one. Ate your comfort food.
No.
Hmm.
My comfort food is my dad's food, and I don't think I've been to my dad's, very recently. So no.
It's time to visit. Go visit dad.
Yes, I will.
Okay, next one. Gazed at the moon in silence.
Sorry?
Gazed at the moon in silence. Did you
I
look at
don't
the
get
moon?
silence around me. I don't
Yeah.
get silence around me. It just doesn't
You have a
happen.
big one. Yes. Okay. Next one. Bought something that made you giddy.
Yes.
I want to know what that is. If you are comfortable, or you can DM me later.
Um, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, I thought so.
My mom's in the line. Oh
Oh,
my God.
wow.
Yeah, she said,
Hello.
God bless you, both of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you for
mom.
passing the blessings to me also. Thank you, Auntie. No, I'm not going to call you Auntie. We have to
She
follow what.
is one though, but okay.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Reconnected with an old friend.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. So I think you have done fairly well. There were few no's, but most of them were yeses.
Yes.
Good clap. Nice.
Nice. Awesome.
And before I let you go, I asked this question to most of my guests, and especially to those guests I had a lot of fun interacting with, and I had a lot of fun today. So I'm going to ask you, what is your next project, and when can I have you on the author collaborative again? I think we have lost Jemimah because there is some network issue. Please stay connected. I've just asked her if she's working on something and we can expect her next project when and what is it all about. So this is going to be an exciting reveal, I feel. Yes, yes, network issues. Mind over tea. She will come back. Let me invite her again. We lost her, but she should be here again. Yeah, that's true, Sid. Devansh, you have to tell us when can we expect Jamima's next book. We have lost her. I'm just going to invite her again. Please stay connected. Some network issue from her side. This, this should be an exciting bit because I think she was going to talk about her next project. If any of you can reach out to her in the DMs, because I have this live going on here, so I will not be able to reach out. Do stay connected. Shamima was about to talk to us about her next project or anything that she's working on currently. Oh, interesting. So Devansh is saying I'm not involved in the project, but I believe it's something in the Desi fantasy space. That's that's quite a different turn from what we have read of her so far. Should be exciting. Okay, we have her here and she's saying turning on the damn phone. Okay, her phone has switched off. Stay connected, everyone. Jamima should be here with us in a few moments. Once her phone is back, she had low battery problem on her phone that she was using for the live. She should be here in a few moments. Till that time, I'm going to show everyone the cover of the book that we discussed today of Jemimah's. A quick recap. This is the book that we discussed today. Devansh, yes. Don't say anything, Devansh. She's warning you. The author has warned you not to reveal anything before she does. So we are going to focus on this book. This is the book of Jemimah's that we discussed today, Behind Closed Doors. Go check it out. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have the subscription, you can read it for free. It's also available in paperback format. So if you're somebody who loves reading paperbacks, you are going to enjoy it. It's a crime thriller, investigative fiction, and the lead character Maya is somebody who handles the cases, the crimes, and we look at one crime here, and it's going to be Jemimah revealed during the episode that it's going to be a series of books. So we are going to look at her again in the follow-up books. I think she mentioned that there are going to be 3 more books, so it's going to be a 4 series book at least, I think. And we also discussed my latest book, My Jeans Fit Well and the Ice Cream Didn't Melt, which I am referring as Fit Melt because it's a very wordy title. We also discussed this book. This is an illustrated and non-fiction comic illustrated book. It looks something like this. There are illustrations on every page. You can check out both the books. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited. So both mine and Jemimah's books are available on Kindle Unlimited. They are also available in paperback format. Yes, so banter between Devansh and Jemimah is happening in the comments because Jemimah was about to talk about her next project and Devansh is revealing some bits in the comments. I think she's here. I'm going to invite her. Yes, she is here. I've sent you an invitation, Jemimah. See if you were able to receive it and can accept it. Hi, Bishwatosh. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I don't think the invitation went through, so I'm going to send you another one. Yes. Are you here with me? Okay, no. Uh, Something happened. I'm going to invite her again. Yes, I've sent you an invitation. See if it went through, Jemimah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Am I
yes,
here?
yes, you are here again. And I'm going to do drum rolls here because yay, big reveal happening, everyone. Tell us
Yes.
about the next
So
project.
my next project is called Fated by Fire. If you guys have followed me long enough, you know that it's an Indian fantasy. If not, Devansh just ruined it for everybody. So don't blame me. So it is a very desi fantasy, a witch and a witch hunter that happens between a witch and a witch hunter. So the premise goes like this: a witch and a witch hunter, an impossible love, and a kingdom at the brink of war.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So with that and a fully fledged freaking world build, it is soon to be going over to my editor, who is not Devansh, by the way. It's someone he introduced. She is called Anika. So, ready? One, two.
Rolls.
Surprise, guys!
Oh, wow. Oh my God. I love that cover so much. The woman, wow, just she looks so ethereal. I have to say, superb.
Thank
Very,
you.
very, very, very attractive cover. And Fated by Fire is the title of the book. Everyone, for the first time, a reveal is happening on the author collaborative. The author has just told us about her next book. And I absolutely am so honored that you have chosen this platform for the reveal. Thank you so much. Okay, Devansh has something interesting to say. Vishwatos is saying, lovely cover. Wow, this looks amazing, Siddhant is saying. And her phone has died again. To stay connected, everyone. We are going to talk to her. If possible, would you be able to join us again, Jemimah? Should we wait or do you want me to end the episode here? Shall I wait for you to rejoin? I think Devansh was saying something, but I'm going to wait for him to complete that sentence because we have lost the author again, and we shall wait for her to rejoin so that Devansh can ask the question that he had in mind directly to her. Oh, so I don't think Jemimah will be able to join us, but she has already revealed the book title and the book cover, which looks absolutely amazing. Uh, yeah, her phone has died, and we will not be able to add her again to the live. So go check out the full episode. And towards the end, Jemimah has revealed the title and the book cover of her next project, and it's a romantic. It's in the romantasy genre, and it has Indian characters. And no question. So Devansh is not going to complete the question because Jemimah has warned him not to complete the question. But yes, we already have the reveal. Would you mind sharing the title in the comments again, Jemimah, and tell us about the release, the probable release of the book? Yeah, Devansh is going to ask the question that he had in mind directly to the author in her DM, and he's saying we'll DM her about it, and that is if she gets the time to respond. Okay. So the reveal has already happened. Yes, the title of the book is Fated by Fire, is a romantasy book, and it's a red uh, colored cover featuring a woman, and it's an absolutely amazing cover. It looks very ethereal. Go check out the book cover reveal that has happened a few minutes before on this live itself, and it is releasing in June 2026. Okay, very excited to read the book, and thank you for revealing that. And I am very excited to have you again on the show with that book also. So, on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. Thank you everyone for joining, and this episode will be uploaded on my Instagram feed and on my YouTube channel also. Yes, the release is happening in June 2026, so about a year, less than a year, a little less than a year. So, looking forward to that. Thank you so much for being my guest today, Jemimah, and thank you everyone for joining me. I will see you all next week. Bye.